Section 1 of The Tar Baby and Other Rhymes of Uncle Remus. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Recording by Phil Chenevert. The Tar Baby and Other Rhymes of Uncle Remus by Joel Chandler Harris. Brer Rabbit and the Tar Baby. In 1100 and full of fleas, when they raised such a crop of goober peas, the creatures was all des as chummy as you please. They raced and they wrastled, they jumped and they played, and there wasn't nothing tall for to make 'em 'fraid. They had the parties, both dar and here, with May pop pudding and 'simmon beer. And the way they keep the 4th of Julys was in eatin' goobers and fresh tater pies. And there wasn't no doubt, and no perhaps, that they helped one another out with the craps. And they had the frolics in the fall, when they escorted Miss Meadows to the ball, with sachet ladies and balance all. They had mighty little for to set 'em back, good health and good craps, but what they lack was good clean water when the branch run dry, 'cause the river was muddy when low or high. They moughta got a well by sellin' corn, but the man what dug them ain't been born. So they rocked along from day to day, and hoed the corn and saved the hay. When the sun helt its own up in the sky, and a long drought come and the branch run dry, Mr. Fox and Mr. Wolf looked like they'd die, and all the creatures was in the same fix, 'ceppin' old Brer Rabbit wid his irritatin' tricks. He went his way and he had his fun, if the branch was dry or if it run. He loped along wid his lippity-clips, a-wigglin' his nose and a-workin' his lips. And his mornin' drink was allers new. It was sweet gum sap and honey dew, the kind what you find in the heart of a flower, or the poplar leaf, if you'll wait for the hour, and watch for the moonshine's sweetening shower. But the other creatures ain't cotched the knack. They was dull as walking to mill and back. They never took notice how the birds can sing, how the black bees zooms when he's on the wing, how the stars swing round, how the flowers smell, and they dodge from thunder with well, well, well. They wished mighty strong that the cants was coulds, twel the day Mr. Fox got back from the woods. He come back, he did, and says he, by jing, you can believe me or not, but I done found the spring, and I feel like cuttin' the pigeon wing. And it runs so clean and it runs so clear that it do like it's whisperin' in your ear. With its goo-goo-goody and its goo-goo-good, it's way over yonder in the chickapink wood. And the creatures all, they was happy, mon. They trot and they gallop and then they run, with a tippy-tip and a long-time swing, to where they can see the Gigglin spring. Well, the spring was dar at the head of the dreen, where the calamus shuck its flags of green, and the cattails tried fer to make a screen. The creatures all laugh, and then they squeal, and they hopped all round on toe and heel. Brer Rabbit, he asked, "What's de hullabaloo?" And they answer back, "It's a spring for true." Den ol' Brer Rabbit took anudder chaw his terbacker, and he work his jaw, and sniff de air, and shet his eyes, and fling back his head, and look mighty wise. Now de spring had been dar sence de flood, but one fine mornin' 'twuz full er mud, and ol' Brer Rabbit he chawed his cud. And atter dat 'twarn't never clear, and der warn't no google fer de creatures to hear. 'Twuz mud in de mornin' and mud at night. 'Tain't no use er talkin', dat mud was a sight. Mr. Fox, as de finder, watched over de spring, and he tried to diskiver what kinder thing was a stirrin' up mud befo' night and day, and he watch and he wait twel he had his way. And one fine mornin'
he found some tracks, and he shook his head, I'm tellin' you the facts, and he went off and got him some shoemaker's wax, and pitch and rosin, and den and dar, he mold him a baby outer the tar, wid leg and body and head and hand, and it looked like it settin' dar playin' in the sand. And he hide hisself whar he can see whomsoever gwine to happen to the tar baby. De tar baby, oh, de tar baby, oh, and den he hide and lay mighty low. Brer Rabbit, he skipped long at last, he skipped sorter slow, den he skipped kinder fast, 'cause he used de spring as a lookin'-glass, and he see de tar baby sittin' dar. Good mornin', sir, and how's your ma? And how does your corporosity seem to sagactuate, says he. And where's your manners? You must be deaf. You'll hear if I hit you, and you lose your breath. Brer Rabbit, he wait, wit, to be sho'. Tar baby say nothin'. Mr. Fox lay low. You better tell me howdy, you better make your bow. No trouble to show you if you dunner how. Maybe you is keen for to get in a row. Good mornin', dis mornin' I'll ax you once mo'. Tar baby say nothin'. Mr. Fox lay low. Brer Rabbit, he stomp his foot on the ground. You are mighty stuck up, but I'll fetch you down. You see dis hand? Well, I'll hit you a blip that'll split you open from hat to hip. What ain you, man, and whar did you grow? Tar baby say nothin'. Mr. Fox lay low. Brer Rabbit made a pass at him fer de luck, and he hauled off and hit him in de eye, ker-chuck, and tried to jump away, but de hand done stuck. Turn me loose, you villain, or I'll hit you again. I'll give you a jolt that'll cave you in. Brer Rabbit drawed back. I'll try you for pluck, and biffed him again, and t'other hand stuck. You see dis foot? I'll give you a kick that'll land you down yonder close to old Nick. Des turn me loose, and I'll let you go. Tar baby say nothin'. Mr. Fox lay low. Brer Rabbit hit the ground with his foot and say, you'll be sorry you pestered with me this day, so des turn me loose and go on away. Then he up with his foot and kicked him, blam! I'll show you des who I am. But the foot done stuck. Will you let me go? Tar baby say nothin'. Mr. Fox lay low. Den Brer Rabbit feel like he 'bout to get vexed, 'cause he 'spect every minute would be the next, and he monstrous sorry that it was so. Tar baby say nothin'. Mr. Fox lay low. Well, the other foot stuck, and atter dat, Brer Rabbit, he grin like a chessy cat. If you don't turn me loose, I'll butt you flat. I'll scatter your brains, I'll ruin you sho'. Tar baby say nothin'. Mr. Fox lay low. Brer Rabbit, he butted as hard as he could, and his head it stuck, let him do what he would, and the tar baby helt him hard and fast, and it looked like his time done come at last. Mr. Fox sauntered out from his hiding place, with a blood-red smile running 'cross his face. He scraped his foot, and then he bow. He licked his chops, and then he 'low, "How-de-do, Brer Rabbit, how you feel nohow?" With a throbbing heart and a shaking knee, Brer Rabbit was skeered as skeered could be. "You are mighty stuck up," Mr. Fox he say, "and I'm surprised to see it at this time of day." He walked around. "Here's a goober shell. I can scarcely believe it. Well, well, well." He pulled off his coat and rolled up his sleeves. "Now I gwine to show you jest what I believes." And he grinned again, the grin that was red, and he opened his mouth fer to let it spread, twell he show all the tushes in his head. He grabbed Brer Rabbit by de leg, and you oughter hear dat creature beg.
Mr. Fox, he say, "What I'm gwine ter do is to pay you befo' for de ole and de new. Oh, you needn't to talk, I know you're nice. But you fool me once, and you fool me twice. You steal my goobers, and then you fling a whole pile of mud right in dat spring. But I got you now, and yo' hide I'll stretch. I'll larn you somethin', you triflin' wretch. I'll give you the old-time buckra tetch. I'll skin you alive, I'll drown you dead. I'll break your neck, I'll crack your head. I'll wallop you twel I make you think I'm the patter-roller, you wall-eyed slink." Brer Rabbit sniffle, and then he say, "I know mighty well you have your way. You may drown me, sir, if it's your desires, but please don't fling me in de briars." De tar was so rank dat de Brer Rabbit sneeze, but he still was a shakin' in de knees, and he keep on a whimplin', "Please, sir, please." "Oh, yes, I'll please," Mr. Fox he say, "and I'll please myself dis very day. You mayn't be mine, but I think you is, and I'm sho gwine to bake you twel you sizz. I'll kindle the brush heap and fling you in, and I'll lay dat'll cook and crisp yo' skin." Brer Rabbit, he say, "Des fetch on yo' fires, but please don't fling me in de briars." Brer Fox, he study and rub his chin. He rub it once, and he rub it again, and he wunk one eye and grinned a grin. "I'll hang you high, and maybe higher, and I'll fling you in de big quagmire." "Do des as you please," Brer Rabbit cry, "and I'll ask no reason for which or why. You can drown me deep, you can hang me high, and I'll not tear one drap from my eye. You can hamstring me wid red-hot wires, but please, oh, please keep me out of de briars." Mr. Fox, he tuck him at his word, and sont him sailin' like a bird, as if he was fettered instead of furred. Right sprang in de briars, growin' dar, is thick every bit as the thickest har. Brer Rabbit, he holler, "I ain't got a scratch. I was bred and born in de briar patch. You flung me in and lift de latch. Oh, one fine mornin' when day was dawnin', I was bred and born in de briar patch." End of Brer Rabbit and the Tar Baby. Section 2 of The Tar Baby and Other Rhymes of Uncle Remus by Joel Chandler Harris. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Recording by Phil Chenevert. The Appile-Tree. Dat's a mighty queer tale 'bout de apple-tree in de Paradise Garden where Adam run free, where de butterflies drunk honey wid old Mammy Bee. Talk about good times! I bet you he had 'em, Adam, old man Adam, and de apple-tree. He woke one mornin' wid a pullin' at his sleeve. He opened one eye, and dar was Eve. He shook her hand wid, "Honey, don't you grieve." Talk about good times! I bet you dey had 'em, Adam, Adam and Eve, and de apple-tree. Den Eve took a bite of de apple fruit, and Adam he bit, and den dey scoot. Dar's where de niggers learn de quick callyhoot, and run and hid behind de fig tree. Talk about troubles! I bet you dey had 'em, Adam, Adam and Eve, behind de fig tree. Dey had der frolics, and dey had der flings, and den atter dat, de fun took wings. Honey mighty sweet, but bees got stings. Talk about hard times! I bet you dey had 'em, Adam, Adam and Eve, behind de fig tree. 'Cause out of dat garden dey had fer ter skin, fer ter look fer de crack where Satan crope in. Dey sarch fur and wide, and dey search mighty well. Eve she knowed, but she 'fuse fer ter tell. Ole Satan's trail was all rubbed out,
'ceppin' a track or two where he walked about. Talk about troubles! Well, I bet you dey had 'em, Adam and Eve and all de kin. And when dey got back, de gate was shot, and dat was de pay what Adam got. In dat garden he went no mo'. De overseer give 'im a shovel and a hoe, a mule and plough and a swingle-tree. Talk about hard times! I bet you dey had 'em, Adam, and all of his children, both slave and free. Dey had 'em because of de fruit of de apple-tree. And de chillun of Adam and de chillun's kin, dey all got smeared wid de pitch of sin. Dey shot der eyes to de big hereafter and flung sin round with a turrible splatter, and collied wid Satan, and den what de matter? And troubles? Well, I bet you dey had 'em, Adam. De chillun of Adam, dey forget to pray. Dey had 'em, and dey keep on a-haddin' 'em down to dis day. But dat wasn't the last of the apple-tree, 'cause she scatter her seeds both fur and free, and dat's what de matter wid you and me. I knows de feelin's what fotch or de fall, de red apple and old Satan's call. Lord bless your soul, I knows 'em all. I'm kinder lopsided and pigeon-toed, but watch me keep in de middle of de road, 'cause de troubles I got is a mighty big load. Talk about troubles! I got 'em and had 'em, and I know mighty well that I cotch 'em from Adam, and de apple seeds what he scattered.
Section 3 of The Tar Baby and Other Rhymes of Uncle Remus by Joel Chandler Harris. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Recording by Phil Chenevert. De Gator and de Rabbit Gizzard. Mr. Rabbit come gallopin' home from de frolic, but a look at de creek made him feel solemn colic, 'cause de creek in de night done turn to a river, and de water look so wet it make him shiver. He holler and holler and holler at de ferry 'twas run by a man which his name was Jerry, but de creek so high de ferry warn't dar, and Jerry was treed by old Brer B'ar. He holler twel he wake up old Brer Yalligator, which he dine on pine knots and sweet pertater. Brer Gator stuck his nose from de muddy water and ax Brer Rabbit how was his daughter. Brer Rabbit, he say dey ain't no tellin', 'cause when he left home her head was a swellin'. Some of Brer Fox's chillun come by and rocked her, and he had to rush off and get de doctor. And on top of dat, here de creek come a risin', it beat anything he ever laid eyes on. "Brer Rabbit," says de Gator, "you sho is a rover, but dis one time I'll put you over." Brer Rabbit, he chewed twel his jaw was jimber. "Brer Gator," he say, "yo' tail mighty limber." "It's made dat-a-way," says de Yalligator, "we're all jinted up accordin' to nater." Brer Rabbit, he 'low, "I 'speck dat's so, suh, an' mo' dan dat, I believe I'll go, suh. I'll get on yo' back ef you'll come a leetle closer. I'm a dreadin' de water mo' an' mo', suh." Yalligator float up, he's light ez a feather, wid a word here an' dar 'bout de weather, an' how cold de water was down in de slushes, an' a grin on his mout dat showed all his tushes. Brer Rabbit, he say ter de grinnin' Yalligator, "I'll be much obliged ef you'll show me de waiter. Right on yo' back. Des jump on kinder straddlin'. You do de pantin' an' I'll do de paddlin'." An' right through de water dey went a skimmin', Brer Rabbit a pantin' an' de Yalligator swimmin'. Brer Rabbit, he say, "Yo' sho got yo' hand in, an' ef I ain't mistoken, you passin' de landin'." "You got good eyes," says Brer Yalligator. "I been waitin' long, an' I ain't a good waiter. You ain't forgot dat day in de stubble when you made me shake hands wid red hot trouble, when you got me in de dry grass inside of de fire, an' I squenched myself by rollin' in de mire." Brer Rabbit,
He sot dar a shakin' and a shiverin', and mo' dan dat, he wuz quakin' and quiverin'. I been so sick I wuz nigh ter dyin', and de doctor come and foun' me cryin'. He look me over from A to Izzard, and he say dat I needs some Rabbit Gizzard. Now all dis make Brer Rabbit feel funny, but he up and 'low, I'm de man fer yo' money. De folks all say I'm a quare ole creetur, 'kaze I'm long been a huntin' fer de gizzard eater. I got a big un, but she done gun me trouble, sence de doctor foun' dat she is double. I'm a tellin' you sump'n what I ain't had orter, but she has to come out eve'y time I cross water. De doctor say my skin won't hold me if my gizzard smell water. Dat what he told me. And last night I hit her in a hickory holler, and I'll take you dar if you does but foller. Brer Gator ain't hurt wid too much sense. He can't write his name, and he can't climb a fence, and he steer for de bank where all de trees is, where de owl shake her wings and wake up de breezes. He swum and he steer twel he got ter de dry land. Brer Rabbit fetched a jump and he lit on the high land. Wid goodbye, Brer Gator, you want to change your habits. If
Section 4 of The Tar Baby and Other Rhymes of Uncle Remus by Joel Chandler Harris. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Recording by Phil Chenevert. A Wishing Song. Atter usin' de spring fer a lookin'-glass, a wish, wish, wishin', Mr. Rabbit took a walk on de pasture grass, a wish, wish, wishin'. De gals come along, will you let us pass? Des a wishin'. He bowed he did, and he shot one eye, a wish, wish, wishin', and he tip his beaver when dey pass by, des a wishin'. Oh, ladies all, ain't you skeered, haints? A wish, wish, wishin'. Skeered or no, we're gwine to de dance, des a wishin'. Miss Meadows done say dat we kin go, a wish, wish, wishin', and show 'em how to skip on de heel and toe, des a wishin'. And it's, oh, Mr. Rabbit, won't you go 'long? A wish, wish, wishin', and that's de reason I'm a singin' this song, des a wishin'. And, oh, Mr. Rabbit, does you know de place? A wish, wish, wishin'. Mr. Rabbit chaw his cud and wrinkle his face, des a wishin'. It's right over yonder at de head of de dreen, a wish, wish, wishin', where de branch runs google and de leaves is green, des a wishin'. Mr. Fox'll scrape de fiddle, Miss Cows'll blow de horn, a wish, wish, wishin', and de tune gwine ter tell how de sheep shell corn, des a wishin'. Mr. Rabbit, he stood dar slicker dan sin, a wish, wish, wishin', a lookin' at de gals and a rubbin' his chin, des a wishin'. And ladies all, can you read me dis riddle, a wish, wish, wishin'? What gwine ter happen to my noodle niddle, a wish, wish, wishin', when dey's so much fox and so little fiddle, des a wishin'? So, ladies all, if you'll scoosen me, a wish, wish, wishin', I'll saunter round to de tremblin' tree, des a wishin'. I'll slip through de bushes and up I'll creep, a wish, wish. Section 5 of The Tar Baby and Other Rhymes of Uncle Remus. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Recording by Phil Chenevert. How Brer Tarrypin Learned to Fly. Brer Tarrypin tired of promenadin' round, and he lay in de sun right flat on de ground. His foots was cold and his eyes was red, and it looked like sump'n done bunged up his head.
But he watched Brer Buzzard a-sailin' in de sky, and he wished from his heart dat he could fly. Fill-a-my-luna-lina, fill-a-my-lina-lie. He frown and he grunt and he grunt and he groan, he sniffle and snuffle, he wheeze and he moan. He drop de big tear in de acorn cup, and de bug dat run out, he gobble him up. Brer Buzzard flewed, and he flewed mighty high. He flap his wings, and he wink his eye. Fill-a-my-luna-lina, fill-a-my-lina-lie. He see Brer Tarrypin lyin' flat, and he chuckle to hisself, "Ho, ho, look at dat! It's a mighty funny place fer to make a bed, and he may be sick, and he may be dead." So he drop down slow, and he drop down sly, but Tarrypin watchin' wid his red eye. Fill-a-my-luna-lina, fill-a-my-lina-lie. Buzzard, he lit a little up de slope, and hit de gate called de Buzzard Lope, and den Brer Tarrypin tuck in his head, and he lay des like he done gone to bed. Brer Buzzard, he holler, "Hey, hi!" And Tarrypin spon, "Ay-yi, ay-yi, fill-a-my-luna-lina, fill-a-my-lina-lie." "You keep yo'self shot up in yo' shell," Brer Buzzard 'low, "but I hope you er well." Brer Tarrypin say he feelin' he's smart, is what a man kin wid a swelled up heart, and de liver all blue and a blood red eye, and he moaned and groaned and he cried, "Oh my! Fill-a-my-luna-lina, fill-a-my-lina-lie." "Better get de doctor," Brer Buzzard say. "He'll cure yo' sho' 'nuff if dere's any way." "I done been saw him," Brer Tarrypin 'low, "and he up and tole me dat my onliest how is to find somebody dat'll tote me high and turn me loose so I'll learn how to fly. Fill-a-my-luna-lina, fill-a-my-lina-lie." Brer Buzzard, he say, "Why, bless you, chile, you kin count on me," and he smole a smile. "When it comes to heft you a right smart chunk, but I speck I kin tote you," and den he wunk. "I'll tote you low and I'll tote you high, I'll tote you past and I'll tote you by. Fill-a-my-luna-lina, fill-a-my-lina-lie." He ruffle his feathers and he flap his wings, wid, "Dis is de trouble dat friendship brings. But I'll take it all and ax for mo', if so be I kin get you to go." Brer Tarrypin study, and he look at de sky, 'cause his heart was sot on learnin' to fly. Fill-a-my-luna-lina, fill-a-my-lina-lie. Down on his hunkers Brer Buzzard squat, and up on his back Brer Tarrypin got. 'Twuz slip and fall, but he got on, and de next news you know, dey both was gone. A-sailin' low and a-sailin' high, a-sailin' fur and a-sailin' nigh. Fill-a-my-luna-lina, fill-a-my-lina-lie. "Now how shall I larn?" Brer Tarrypin say. Brer Buzzard 'spon, "I'll show you de way. I'm a-flyin' high, but I'll start down, den you turn loose and sail all round." Brer Tarrypin say, and he shot his eye, "If we go much higher, we'll 'sturb de sky. Fill-a-my-luna-lina, fill-a-my-lina-lie." Tarrypin turn loose, and down he come, wid a blip and a blap and a blim blam blum. He come wid a squeal, he come wid a squall, dey ain't nobody ever had sech a fall. And a mighty good reason, he was up so high dat when he hit de ground he was dead mighty nigh. Fill-a-my-luna-lina, fill-a-my-lina-lie. Buzzard, he foller fer ter see it done well, wid, "'Low, ole friend, it seems like you fell, and all you hatter do wuz ter flop yo' wings." Tarrypin groan, he says, "By jings, I know one thing, and dat ain't two. I know one thing with my fill-a-my-loo. I know one thing, and I know it right. I know how to fly, but I dunno how to light. Something or other told me as I sail in the sky, learn how to light 'fore you learn how to fly. Feel my Lunalina?
Section 6 of the Tar Baby and Other Rhymes of Uncle Remus by Joel Chandler Harris. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Recording by Phil Chenevert. It's good to be old if you know how to do. Some 50 year ago, if I'd have been told that some fine day I'd be glad to be old, I'd have sassed 'em all and laughed in the face, and dared 'em to run me a mile-foot race. I'd up and a cut the pigeon wing, 'cause I allers felt like a cold in the spring. I'd a whirled in the air and lit on my feet, for when it come to dat I couldn't be beat. I'd a grinned right at 'em, but now I know lots better than I knowed some 50 year ago. 'Cause now I can set right flat in my chair and call back the days from year to year. And with no need to call, 'cause time I sets down, they all comes a-flittin' and a-flyin' round. And all with the Sunday doin's on, and all the troubles done clean gone. And I sets up wid 'em, and I draps to sleep, glad fer to get my fun so cheap. It's the same as a frolic, for now I know lots better than I knowed some 50 year ago. No shade for me, I can set in the sun, and I hear dem chillun and see 'em run, and over the hills when the day is long I can hear the plough hands homin' song. And in the creek bottom go bing go bang, I can hear the racket of the new ground gang. And it seemed mighty queer dat it come to pass, 'cause chillun and niggers is under the grass. Dey are dar, dey are here, and one thing show, I never would 'a' believed it 50 year ago. Little chillun die, and you think dey are gone, and you weep and wail with the mornin' on. Family and friends, dey are tooken too, and it seems like the reaper won't never get through. Both big and little, both young and old, they all got to answer to the call of the roll. They answer and go, does you 'spect that's all? Is the oak tree sorry when the acorns fall? Bless you, honey, I know what I know, lots better than I did some 50 year ago. They all comes back, and they comes to stay, and you has 'em with you both night and day. And I dunno where yo' eyes if you can't see dem chillun a standin' right at my knee, with shinin' eyes and ha'r fallin' free, one little gal and little boys 3. And most every day when de light gets pale, I ketch myself a tellin' 'em a tale, and I goes on and tells it, for now I know lots better than I knowed some 50 year ago. Unc' Remus, dey hollers at me, please tell 'bout de rabbit what clomb de tree. And den dey laughs and claps their hands, wid, "Dis is de way dat Brer Rabbit stands." And den dey mingles wid de chillun dat's new, and I get so dazed I dunno what to do. And when dey plays at hide and switch, I scratches my head to tell t'other from which. And I never could tell if I didn't know lots mo' than I knowed some 50 year ago. Some 50 year ago, if I'd 'a' been told that some fine day I'd be glad to be old, and there'd 'a' been a quarrel, yet I'm shorely glad, for I can't make a move but it's, "Please wait, Dad." Run, get Daddy's hat, run, get Daddy's cane, come, brush Daddy's coat, ain't you 'fraid it'll rain? I waits fer it all, and den I has to wait twel some of 'em runs and opens de gate, and it makes me laugh, for now I know lots more than I knowed some 50 year ago. And it's jest dat-a-way day in and day out.
Every time I turn round, every time I walk about. No matter when I come, no matter when I go, it's just like dancing to Jim along Joe. It's just like skipping to Jim along Jeems. All day when I'm wake, all night when I dreams, they're playing close by, no matter where I stand. And when I doze off, they're holding my hand. They're allers with me, 'cause now I know lots better than I knowed some.
Section 7 of The Tar Baby and Other Rhymes of Uncle Remus by Joel Chandler Harris. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Recording by Phil Chenevert. The Hard-Headed Woman. Now den, honey, I tell you what, you be like the woman and the big dinner pot. If you don't mind your mammy, you don't see how come it. Well, I tell you right now, you ain't fur from it. You can blindfold my eyes, and I'll call your name. It's hello, Mr. Hardhead, ain't you shame? You can grin and twist and squirm and frown, but I know your name by the way it sound. Don't pull that shoe knife, just put it down. Don't pester my pegs, and drop that all. You'll stick yourself with it, and then you'll squall. Don't fool with my feelings, don't scatter the tacks. You drap 'em on the floor and lose 'em in the cracks. Don't tangle my twine and don't chaw up my wax. What can you do? Why, set still a minute, and the way fer to do it is to commence and begin it. I tell you, honey, you done got so wild that nobody'll believe you're Miss Sally's child. You want to hear a tale? Well, you sure do skeer me, 'cause how can you sit right still and hear me? The old sow done got up from whar you knocked her, and the heifer is looking fer to see who rocked her. You're surely ailin', and you'll have to see the doctor. I don't know what gwine to happen if they ain't something done. If you ain't rockin' creeters, they ain't no fun. Boys bleeze to have fun, you say that yourself, or else they mought as well be put on the shelf. It mought 'a been Gregory, Yellabama. For the goodness sake, put down that hammer. In one or the other there lived a 'ooman. She was 9 parts Injun and 1 part human. She lived in a wood lot close to water, and she done a heap of things that she ain't had oughter. The neighbors say that she done killed her daughter. She had a bad temper, and her clacking tongue was long and loud and mighty well hung. Her old man done the best that he could. He split up kindlin' and he chopped up wood. He fotch home meal and he fotch home meat. Yet she never would cook what he wanna eat. She was hard-headed, honey, just like you, and what folks wanted was the thing she won't do. But she'd scold and quarrel the whole day through, and she'd be contrary and act like a mule, till the neighbors all say she's a Friday-born fool. If her husband wants grits, she'd cook him greens. If he wants roast tater, she'd bile him beans. If he want fried meat, she'd make cornbread, and the pone was so hard 'twould 'a' broke his head. If she had 'a hit him, he'd 'a' done gone dead. She'd kindle a fire with sparrow grass, and give her old man the wuss kind of sass. She'd burn the spare rib and scorch the tripe. When it comes to meanness, she was good and ripe. Her old man watch and wait and pray for the time for to come when she change her way. He spit in the ashes and make a cross mark, and something or other told him to wait twel dark. When the moon looks pale and the loony dogs bark, and put in the pot when the big owls hoot, some thunderwood buds and calamus root. Well, dat night the woman comes in kinder late, and she slam things round like you does de gate. At her kicking up a rippet and getting things hot, she built a big fire on the dinner pot.
She put in some dumperlings, likewise some peas, and flung in a sheep's head on top of dese. De water 'gun to bubble, and de vittles it fout, twel de sheep head butted de dumperlings out, and de peas went flyin' all round and about. De 'oman she stripped off her homespun sack, wid, "No matter what happens, dat pot I'll crack." She got de axe, but de pot see her comin', and it jump off de fire and dus went a-hummin'. Mon entered de woods, dat pot did sneak beyond de branch and way beyond de creek. It run and run twel de 'oman get weak, and when she got cotch wid a bamboo briar, here come de pot wid a chunk of red fire. And den she yell, and den she squall, and de pot was dar fer to ketch her when she fall. And she never come back, and de pot des laugh, a-hoppin' and a-skippin' up de spring path. It come, it did, and straddled de place where it been settin' at, and washed its face, and scraped off de mud and wiped off de grease.
Section 8 of The Tar Baby and Other Rhymes of Uncle Remus by Joel Chandler Harris. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Recording by Phil Chenevert. 2 tales in 1, 1 tale in 2. Folks think they're smart, and I 'spect it's so, 'cause most anybody bleeze to know what they know. But when you dig down to the truth and all, you feel like creepin' through a hole in the wall. And you don't want the hole fer to be too wide, 'cause you want a place where you can hide. For dat what you know mighty certain and sho ain't mo' dan a thimbleful to what you ain't know. When you run yo' head in a hornet's nest, you can say what you please and think de rest, but de ve'y fust thing dat you want to do is to jump up from dar and shuffle yo' shoe. Man, I wish you'd hush. You want to get away. Dey ain't money 'nough fer to make you stay. Well, what you dunno is got claws and wings. It zooms in yo' ear, it zooms and stings. What? Tell you a tale that I don't know. Is you ever heard the one about Tippy Toe? You ain't? Well, that's mighty funny to me, and I 'speck I better tell 'bout Fleeter-my-knee. 1 tale in 2 and 2 tales in 1. By de time dey're finish, dey're mighty nigh done. You listen and laugh, you listen and cry, but yo' face will be straight and yo' eye will be dry. Dey was born in a well, and dey wa'n't no doubt dat dey couldn't fall in, so dey had to fall out. And de folks all say dat it sho was a sin fer to be fallin' out when dey orter fall in. And dey wondered and wondered how dat can be, and dey hunted and hunted fer Fleeter-my-knee, but he weren't to be found ne'er Tippy Toe, and dat's how come dey ain't nobody know. And down to dis day, when folks settin' still and lookin' way off 'cross de creek and de hill, and frownin' up when dey shuts der eyes, puttin' on specks fer to make 'em look wise, dey're wonderin', 'specially if dey rubs de chin, how it feels to fall out when you orter fall in. Dey're watchin' and waitin' and tryin' to see little Tippy Toe and Fleeter-my-knee. Sometimes in de night you'll hear a mouse squeal, 'cause Tippy Toe done trod on his heel. And sometimes you'll wake and hear de wall crack, but it's Fleeter-my-knee a drivin' a tack. Dey gets in de kitchen and makes de pans leak, and dey creeps in de closet and makes de shoes squeak. And dey stops de clock, but der prettiest trick is to swing on de pendulum and make it tick. In de middle of de night, when you hear de dog howl, and de bullfrog grumble like he's talkin' to de owl, and de kildee holler like he's skeered to death, and de wind do like she's holdin' her breath, and the moon slips along twel she finds a cloud
fer to hide behind, and de geeses all crowd close up toge'rr, it's because dey see little Tippy Toe and Fleeter-my-Knee. And de katydids, wid der chatterin' song, you'd think 'twould take 'em all night long fer to tell what dey ain't do and what dey done, a jawin' and a sputin' one by one. But turnin' 12, dey simmers down, and you can't hear one fer miles around. Dey are mo' dan willin' fer to give de flow to Fleeter-my-Knee and Tippy Toe. And chillun like you better keep der eyes skun, so dey'll know what's mischief from dat what's fun. 'Kaze Fleeter-my-Knee and Tippy Toe, dey're watchin' you close wheresoever you go. Wheresoever you go, wheresoever you do, dey're wid you all day and de whole night through. Dey'll raise up de kiver when you're in bed, and pull at yo' toes and tossle yo' head. And you'll whimper and groan and jump in yo' sleep, and be sliding down places that's slick and steep. And Rawhead and Bloody Bones will be driving his teams, both backwards and forwards, through all of your dreams. How you gwine to keep 'em off? Why, honey, whirl in.
Section 9 of The Tar Baby and Other Rhymes of Uncle Remus by Joel Chandler Harris. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Recording by Phil Chenevert. Why the Frog Has No Tail.
Now, honey, you listen and keep right still, and I'll tell you 'bout de frog what lived nigh de mill. He stayed in de pond when he wa'n't on de bank, and hot days he stayed where de grass was rank. He liked cold water, and he liked de sun. He was marked like a clown and full of fun. When he stood up, he sot, and he hopped when he run. Day in and day out, he was much de same. Brer Bullfrog they named him, and he answered to de name. Pop-eyed he was, wid no ha'r on his head, and there wasn't no tellin' when he went to bed, 'kaze he'd watch all day and beller all night, and de creeturs all say dat wasn't right. And mo' dan dat, dey say 'twuz a shame dat any kinder creetur should ruin his name. Brer Bullfrog say, "Come along, oh come, I ain't got nothin' but a jug of rum. Jig-a-rum, jig-a-rum, I'll give you some." De creeturs dey say it's wuss and wuss, and de fust news you know, he'll up and cuss, he'll get so mad dat he'll swell up and bust. Brer Rabbit, he hear 'bout de jug of rum, and he smack his mout wid a yum yum yum, and he study and study how he'll get him a dram, and by he went on de old mill dam. De water look so cool it make him shiver. Bullfrog say, "'Tain't cool, is de river." De water lap lap, Brer Rabbit's skin creep. Brer Bullfrog beller, "Knee deep, knee deep." Brer Rabbit jump in, kersplish, kersplash, and it was like to ha' been de last of his hash. He fotched a snort and he fotched a sneeze. It made him cough and it made him wheeze. He allers strangle when it's deeper dan his knees. Brer Rabbit put out and put out faster, and de frog he laugh like a bull in de pasture. Atter dat, Brer Rabbit he watch and wait. He riz mighty soon, and he went to bed late. He watch by de poplar and by de mill gate. There was times when he laugh and times when he grin. He was fixin' fer to take dat Bullfrog in. Well, time flickered on, and Brer Bullfrog 'gun to think 'bout gwine fum de pond to de bog. He wash his neck and he wipe his feet, so de gals would think he was mighty sweet. And when he come out, mon, he was dressed, a long green coat and a white silk vest, breeches fer to match, and shoes wid buckles, and a green umbrella fer to keep off de speckles, and a little cocked hat full of green and white speckles. 'Twas a right smart piece from de pond to de river, so he done up his tail in de umbrella kiver. Ay, that's somethin' dat don't seem to strike you. Well, laugh on, honey, and make folks like you. Brer Rabbit see him comin', and des for fun, make like he scared and broke and run. Brer Bullfrog bellered, "Whar's my gun?" and hopped on atter as hard as he kin, and Brer Rabbit try hard fer to hide a grin. He led Brer Fox to a holler tree, and in he went wid, "You can't get me," and out he popped on the other side, whilst de frog hop in wid his umbrella wide. De frog holler out, "I dar you to come," and he talk des like he was in a bass drum. Now ole Smarty Rabbit had done brung his axe, and he hit de holler some mighty hard whacks. I ain't tellin' nothin' but de natchul facts. De frog get skeered at so much maulin', 'cause he think dat by de trees be a fallin'. Brer Rabbit was dar, and when de frog move, he chop his tail off, smick smack smoove. De frog fotch a beller and make fer de river. He lef his tail and de umbrella kiver. He lef dem dar right on de ground.
Section 10 of The Tar Baby and Other Rhymes of Uncle Remus by Joel Chandler Harris. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Recording by Phil Chenevert. Uncle Remus captures a dream. Out dar in the dark, when folks is asleep, dey's things gwine on dat'll make you creep. Dey's a crowd of somethin' out dar at play, from the middle of the night sprang on twel day. And the mortal stillness that falls on all is the noise they make when they cry and call. It's over and under and round again. They flits with the shadders and flies with the wind. And dreams long dreamt slip out of the swamp and make the plans for a mighty romp. And doors fly open without a squeak when they start to play at hide and seek. And they rides the ponies, wing and breeze, out over the fields and through the trees. It's over and under and round again. They flits with the shadders and flies with the wind. De frocks is made of the new moonshine, carded and rolled and spun mighty fine. Dey spins 'em derself and trims 'em all with the trailin' fog that you see in the fall. And the time for to catch the dreams and things is when they are swingin' in spiderweb swings. It's over and under and round again. They flits with the shadows and flies with the wind. And if you're old and not too fat, I speck you can catch 'em underneath your hat. The fust un I cotch, I was past my prime, but I've ketched 'em since, mo' and many's the time. And when you catch 'em, they're your'n for good, 'cause they can't get away, and they wouldn't if they could. It's over and under and round again. They flits with the shadows and flies with the wind. You'll hatter be old and natchally tough, 'cause the sights they'll show you be mo' than enough. And you better be asleep if you catch a dream, because if you ain't, it'll make things seem like they did to the man what fell from the tree. He struck a limb, and he say, "Hee hee! I b'lieve my soul, kerbliminy blum, that the whole wide world done got out of plumb." The last dream I cotch, I helt it to my ear, and I wish I could tell you all what I hear. It was, "Oh, hold me tight, oh, hold me fast. I'm de breath what you see on de lookin' glass. I'm de silver bugle, I'm de weddin' bell. I'm dem what stumbled and dem what fell. I'm de old home spring, I'm de orchard path. I'm de big black log, I'm de kitchen hearth. I'm de chap you toted when you was strong. I'm de song you sung him all night long. I'm de old red road and de tryin' hill. I'm de creek and de pond and de old grist mill.
I'm de spinning wheel and de banging loom, de long wide hall and de upstairs room. I'm de mistress and master and de buckra man. I'm kittle and trivet, I'm skillet and pan. I'm dem what go and dem what come, I'm dem what march to the beat of the drum. I'm dem what dance by the light of the moon. I'm the dance itself, and I'm the tune. I'm dem what sung the midnight song. I'm the way they went when they went along. I'm the flutterin' hands like they ringin' a bell. I'm the so long honeys and the fare you well. I'm dem what fiddled till the break of day. I'm the torch they dropped when they went away. I'm dem what rambled and dem what run, dem what frolicked and had the fun. I'm dem what plowed and hoed the corn. I'm the plow and the hoe and the dinner horn. I'm dem what looked with the seeing eye. I'm the bended head and the long goodbye. Any warm night, if you set right still, you can hear me calling from over the hill. And over the meadows and down the dreen, you can hear me whisper of what I seen. And the Willis whiskers, they'll jine in and tell where I'm gwine and where I been. And it's over and under.
Section 11 of The Tar Baby and Other Rhymes of Uncle Remus by Joel Chandler Harris. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Recording by Phil Chenevert. Why the Buzzard's Head is Bald. T-U turkey, T-U tie, T-U turkey, Buzzard's eye. You can see her sailing way up in the sky. If she was to shut her wings and fall, you'd see for yourself that her head is bald. P.O. Peter, P.O. Pan, her head just as bald as the palm of your hand. And a mighty good reason, but that's a tale, as the possum said to the slippery rail. Brer Rabbit in them days was monstrous gay, and he had both a home and a place for to stay if he ever get cotched out night or day. He find him a poplar with 2 big rooms that Miss Breezy keep clean with a brand new brooms. And he grab the place where he can hide and sleep with both eyes open wide. He lick his chops and he wash his face with, of all the places, dish here's the place. Now he been a gwine there for some little time, and 'twas all so quiet that he liked it prime. And he feel like singing a old-time hymn. But one day, while he's pirootin' round, a-huntin' for dat what never is found, ol' Miss Buzzard comes a-struttin' by, and view de holler from de corner of her eye. She been a-huntin' a place for her nest, and of all de places, she like dis de best. She grinned a grin, and she clucked a cluck, wid, "Laws a massy, what luck, what luck!" And she laughed and laughed till her top knot shuck. Then she went wid a swish and a flop, wid a spraddlin' walk and a hippity hop. She took to the east, she took to the west, and wid 11 little splinters she built her nest. A handful of trash and a bunch of fuzz. She whirled round twice, and dar she was. By Brer Rabbit come a lopin' in. He's smooth as silk and slicker than sin, a chawin' his tobacco wid a chuckle and a grin. 'Twas dark as flugens, and yet 'twasn't long 'fore Brer Rabbit knowed dat somethin' was wrong. 'Twas somebody been here, and I ain't glad, 'cause whoever 'twas, dey breath mighty bad. Miss Buzzard, she kinder squirm on her nest, 'cause she got de idee she's good as de best. Brer Rabbit, he slap his foot on de flo', wid, "I dunno who 'twas, but what I does know is he better hunt de doctor wheresomever he go." "Oh, thanky, Brer Rabbit," says Miss Buzzard, says she. "De way you make frien's sholy 'stonishes me.
If you don't watch out, you lose your meat. Not whilst I can wiggle all of my feet, says old Brer Rabbit, and den he wheeze, I bet you a thrip I'm gwine to sneeze. He try to hold in, but he snows and he snows, and he work his yaw and he wiggle his nose. Wit dis gets wusser the furder it goes. Well, time loped on, and when her eggs hatch, Miss Buzzard she sure had to grub and scratch. As de sayin' is, but de grubbin' she done was de kinder grubbin' dat wasn't much fun, and her chillun was greedy. To hear de cries, you'd 'a' thunk they was starvin' right 'fore your eyes. Miss Buzzard muched 'em up and talk mighty sweet, and promised 'em a dinner of right fresh meat. Brer Rabbit he chuckle, he's good as wheat, but de giant and holler will des fit me, and I'll set in dar where I can see. And he sot so still you'd 'a' thunk he was asleep. And he fool Miss Buzzard when she come to peep, so she stop up to holler wid mud and sticks, but old Brer Rabbit knowed all her tricks. She named his name, but he lay back and snow, and do like he ain't gwine to wake no mo'. And then she say, "You're my meat, sho." Brer Rabbit he 'low, "Oh, please'm, let me out. You say you won't? Well, I think you mought. In 'membrances of old times, well as de new. If you won't, you won't, so it's goodbye to you." And den he went slippin' out of his back door, and he left Miss Buzzard a walkin' of de flo'. When Brer Rabbit runs, he sho is a flyer, and he put out to where Mr. Man had a fire, for to burn off de new ground brush and briar, and he got him a pan and red hot embers, de sort what warms you in de cold Decembers, and den he run home as hard as he can, wid, "Oh, Miss Buzzard, please, let me in." She flew right at him wid wing and claw, and he plunked de embers on her jaw, and on her neck and on her head, and in her house and on her bed. And they scorched her so dat her eyes got red, and she flung a flutter, and she fetched a squall. "Laws a massy, Brer Rabbit, you burnin' me ball!" And from dat day till dis, both fur and Section 12 of The Tar Baby and Other Rhymes of Uncle Remus by Joel Chandler Harris. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Recording by Phil Chenevert. De Old Stand-Bys. Watermillions fresh from the vine, anybody will say they're fine. And rabbit and hash is nice, stirred up with a handful of rice. And down in this neighborhood, they say Brer Possum is good. And then dar's the big pole beans and old-time collard greens, with leaf blue stemmed and wide. You can have 'em boiled or fried. And turnips, purple and white, I wish I had some this night. Yet millins, possums, rabbits, they has their ways and habits, and the seasons, one and all, summer and winter and fall. And likewise collard greens and turnips and pole beans. And some come twice a year, and some of these last don't care if they come or not. That's why folks watch for the clouds in the sky. But they all good enough in their place for to make a sinner say grace. But then there's the long come shorts, when you have to put up with all sorts. Then gimme the cornbread pone, and please'm make it full grown, and a dish full of whippoorwill peas, biled up with plenty of grease, and buttermilk fresh from the churn, sour enough to burn, and tingle on yo' tongue and creep twel it tastes like yo' foot's asleep. The old Stand-By is here, they're with us all the year. You don't have to wait or hunt, They're right at hand every month. They're with you rain or drought.
Section 13 of The Tar Baby and Other Rhymes of Uncle Remus by Joel Chandler Harris. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Recording by Phil Chenevert.
Brer Rabbit's Gigglin' place.
Time was when de creeturs had different places fer to eat dey snacks and wash dey faces. A place fer to talk and a place fer tusslin', whensomever dey happen to get through dey hustlin'. A place for smokin' and a place for chawin', a place for jumpin' and a place for jawin', a place for kickin' and a place for pawin', a place for moanin' and a place for pinin', a place for howlin' and a place for whinin'. Dey was gettin' 'long well and livin' scrumptious, and none but the camel was anyways bumptious. You moughter fed 'em on cornmeal mushes, 'cause dey ain't find out dey had claws or tushes. Dey never was sorry, ner solemn colic, when dey laid by de crops dey was in fer a frolic. Brer Fox knowed how fer to tetch up de fiddle, with tumty-tum-tum and tumty-iddle-tiddle, and gals cross over from de side to de middle. And dem what worked in de heavy timber done got so dat dey legs ain't limber. Dey sot off in a clump tergedder, and talk about crops and de rainy weather, and watch de dancers light as a feather, and shake their heads and do some frownin' when de fiddle was des a singin' and a soundin'. As much as to say, up time will free us, and you'll soon be as now you see us. Now a dance at de best is a kinder mix-up, and old Rab was skeered dat dey had some tricks up. And whiles Brer Fox was a sawin' on de fiddle, Brer Rabbit was a tellin' Brer B'ar a riddle dat made him laugh twel he shake in de middle. Brer B'ar he laugh, but ol' Brer Rabbit do like he done got outen de habit. You'd 'a' thunk somebody had done hurt his feelin's wid de shiffle-shuffle and de jig-a-ma-reelin's. Now, where dere's any gigglin', de crowd's boun' to go dar, and to keep from bein' squushed, Brer Rabbit says, "Whoa dar!" and he call to Brer Fox wid, "Please play some mo' dar." Brer Fox he say he bleeze to mind his fiddle, and ol' Brer B'ar still shuck in de middle. Miss Wolf up and ax, "What you find dat's so funny?" And de answer was, "Mr. Bean's swallered Bunny." "Lawsy me!" says Miss Wolf, and she got dar grinnin', "Brer Rabbit, you sho does need a skinnin'." Brer Fox he say, "Des stop yo' chaffin'. You see fer yo'se'f Brer Rabbit ain't a laughin'. Ef trouble wuz ter come, he look like he'd nab it." "Right you is, Brer Fox," says ol' Brer Rabbit, "en mo' dan dat, I'd reach out en grab it, 'kaze I never did b'lieve in comp'ny snigglin', en I done got a place whar I does my gigglin'." En dey all un um axed him, "Whereabouts is it? Des show us de way, en we'll pay it a visit." Brer Rabbit makes out he had money en los' um, en he hope Brer Fox fer ter fin' his rozzum, hummin' "Yam spells tater, en tater spells possum." En den 'twasn't long 'fo' de dance it broke up. Brer Fox stay behime, en atter while spoke up en ax Brer Rabbit whar his gigglin' place. "It ain't so mighty fur fum de wigglin' place, en you sholy is hear tell er dat, suh, 'kaze once dar you'll giggle twel you lose yo' hat, suh. En you may lose yo' hide. I seed sech cases whar dem what is quare got lost in quare places. But dis kinder talk wuz wuss dan no talk, ef he know'd he'd git scolloped by a knock-kneed Mohawk. Brer Fox would 'a' went, der wuz no need fer mo' talk. So Brer Rabbit say he'd be glad fer ter take 'im, 'kaze he too perlite fer ter up en shake 'im. En Brer Fox went, wid a gallop en a wiggle, fer ter see de place whar Brer Rabbit giggle. Atter so long dey got dar, en Brer Rabbit showed it, en Brer Fox 'low dat he never would 'a' knowed it.
Ol' Rab smole a smile, an' den he tol' 'im how to giggle an' giggle twel a hoss can't hol' 'im. 'Tain't ez you see it, but de way you do it. Dat big bush yonder, you mus' run right thoo it. Ef it had been a track, Brer Fox would 'a' flew it, but he run thoo de bush, an' den he hollered, he yapped an' he wapped, an' den he wallered. An' de reason wuz plain why he make sech a racket. He had run right over Mr. Yaller Jacket, an' de bush wuz de home er de bald-headed hornet. Brer Fox, he yalloped right straight on it. He run thoo gullies an' he jumped over ditches, 'kaze he had 10 dozen in his britches. Brer Rabbit heard sump'n 'bout dang dog.
Section 14 of the Tar Baby and Other Rhymes of Uncle Remus by Joel Chandler Harris. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Recording by Phil Chenevert. Mr. Rabbit run fur, Mr. Rabbit run fas', 'cause dey schooled him a givin' de gals some sass. Wid der fingers in de ears dey stomped der feet, wid, "Des listen at dat! Is you ever hear de beat?" Yet all in de world dat Brer Rabbit say was, "Howdy, my honeys! Witch 'em away, witch 'em away! You're gettin' too old fer to be so gay. I believe in my soul you're turnin' gray." Mr. Owl he seed a big star shoot, an' he blow his horn wid a toot, toot, toot. Mr. Fox come along wid a hand to his year, an' de gals dey holler, "Brer Fox, run here!" Mr. Fox he grin an' show his tush. "Please come an' make Brer Rabbit hush. We wasn't doin' nothin' but dancin' on de grass, an' here he come wid his mouf full of sass." Mr. Owl he see de near star shoot, an' he make his horn go toot, toot, toot. Mr. Fox scratch hisse'f behime de ear, wid a tut, 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 what's dis I hear? An' de gals dey say, "You hears de trufe." An' den Mr. Fox wid a whiff, waff, woof, try to swaller Brer Rabbit, but he swallered de air. He snapped, he did, but he never touched a hair. An' a mighty good reason, Brer Rabbit wasn't dar. 1 star, 2 stars, 3 stars shoot, an' ol' Mr. Owl blow toot, toot, toot. Mr. Rabbit from behime de mullein stalk holler, "Ladies all, I'm gwine to take a walk. I was makin' fun, but I'm sorry I spoke, for all I say wa'n't nothin' but a joke." "La, Brer Rabbit, an' why'n't you tell us? 'Kase we likes you better dan de yuther fellers." Mr. Rabbit he laugh an' wiggle his smellers, "An' de hoss apple falls long 'fo' it mellers." 2 stars, 3 stars, 4 stars shoot, Mr. Owl he laugh an' toot, toot, toot. Mr. Rabbit he say, "You're in yo' prime. I tol' you that, but you ain't give me time." Miss Meadows she say, "Don't lose yo' chance. Let's go to my house an' we'll all have a dance." Mr. Rabbit he laugh an' shake his head. "What mo' kin you say when all is said? I'm de one that's gray, Brer Fox is red. I kin be my own friend when all is fled. I'm gwine fer to get some calamus root, an' listen to de whippoorwill a playin' on his flute. Mr. Whippoorwill he won't stay still. Mr. Section 15 of the Tar Baby and Other Rhymes of Uncle Remus by Joel Chandler Harris. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Recording by Phil Chenevert. Baylor's Mail. Run, little brothers, run, yo' journey's just begun, and many a long mile stretches from settin' to risin' sun. And it's whack if the patroller catches, and it's a whoop when yo' journey's done. It's fun for the one that fetches, for the one that carries none. Oh, run in the bushes, brothers, down the long corn furze run. Run in the heat what smothers, in the frost what grips you mun. It's way-o for the hills what beckon, way-o for the low grounds wide. You're moving now, I reckon, when you rock from side to side. Run, little brothers, run, 'twixt settin' and risin' sun. Watch out for them what foller, with track dogs and with gun. Break through the swampy holler, your journey will soon be done. Past the place where the wild hogs waller, the race is mighty nigh won. And it's out where the hills is rollin', where the road and the runner is one. The time is come for polin', run, little brothers, run. Across the fur-line stretches what hold the breath of the sun. It's meat for the man what fetches, for the man what carries none. Run, little brothers, run. Time passes mightily, mon. No time for cabin tattle when the way and the wisher is won. No time for to count the cattle, to see if they brindle or done. Just make the bushes rattle when you break from trot to run. No dodging the water what splashes, it's part of the frolickin' fun. When you skip through the sloughs and slashes, run, little brothers, run. And the Milky Way is shiftin' to whar it can see the sun, and the night is surely liftin', run, little brothers, run. The east is showin' yellow, and the stars go one by one, but the hills will take yo' hello when the morning streamers is spun, and make it saft and mellow, run, little brothers. Section 16 of the Tar Baby and Other Rhymes of Uncle Remus by Joel Chandler Harris. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Recording by Phil Chenevert. Revival Hymn. Oh, whar shall we go when that great day comes, with the blowing of the trumpets and the banging of the drums? How many po' sinners will be cotched out late, and find no latch to the golden gate? No use for to wait twel tomorrow, the sun mustn't set on yo' sorrer. Sins is sharp as a bamboo briar. Oh, Lord, fetch the mourners up higher. When the nostrils of the earth is a-standin' all around, who's gwine to be chosen for to wear the glory crown? Who's a-gwine fer to stand stiff-kneed and bold, and answer to the name at the callin' of the roll? You better come now if you comin'. Old Satan is loose and a-bummin'. The wheels of destruction is a-hummin'. Oh, come along, sinner, if you comin'. The song of salvation is a mighty sweet song, and the paradise wind blow fur and blow strong. And Abraham's bosom hits soft and hits wide, and right dar's the place where the sinners oughter hide. Oh, you needn't to be a-stoppin' and a-lookin'. If you fool with old Satan, you'll get tooken. You'll hang on the edge and get shooken, if you keep on a-stoppin' and a-lookin'. The time is right now, and dish yere's the place. Let the sun of salvation shine square in your face. Fight the battles of the Lord, fight soon and fight late, and you allers find the latch to the golden gate. No use for to wait twel tomorrow, the sun mustn't set on your sorrow. Section 17 of the Tar Baby and Other Rhymes of Uncle Remus by Joel Chandler Harris. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Recording by Phil Chenevert. Camp Meeting Song. Oh, the world's is round and the world's is wide. Lord, 'member dese chillun in de mornin'. It's a mighty long ways up de mountainside, and there ain't no place for dem sinners for to hide, and there ain't no place where sin can abide, when the Lord shall come in de mornin'. Look up and look around, fling your burden on de ground. It's a gettin' mighty close on to mornin'. Smooth away sin's frown, reach up and get the crown, what the Lord will fetch in the mornin'. De hand of redemption hit's held out to you. Lord, 'member dem sinners in the mornin'. It's a mighty patient hand, but the days is but few, when Satan he'll come a demandin' of his due, and the stiff-necked sinners'll be smotin' all through. Oh, you better get ready for the mornin'. Look up and set your face towards the green hills of grace, for the sun rises up in the mornin'. Oh, you better change your base, hit your soul's last race, for the glory that's a-comin' in the mornin'. The farmer gets ready when the land's all plowed, for to sow them seeds in the mornin'. The spirit may be puny and the flesh may be proud, but you better cut loose from the scoffin' crowd, and jine these Christians what's a-cryin' out loud, for the Lord for to come in the mornin'. Shout loud and shout long, let the echoes answer strong, when the sun rises up in the mornin'. Oh, you allers will be wrong. Section 18 of The Tar Baby and Other Rhymes of Uncle Remus by Joel Chandler Harris. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Recording by Phil Chenevert. Corn-Shuckin Song. Oh, the first news you know, the day you be a-breakin'. Hey-yo, hi-yo, up and down the bango. And the fire be a-burnin' and the ash cake a-bakin'. Hey-yo, hi-yo, up and down the bango. And the hen'll be hollerin' and the boss'll be awakin'. Hey-oh, hi-oh, up and down the bango. Better get up, nigger, and give yourself a shakin'. Hi-oh, Miss Cindy Ann. Oh, honey, when you see them ripe stars a-fallin'. Hey-oh, hi-oh, up and down the bango. Oh, honey, when you hear the rain crow a-callin'. Hey-oh, hi-oh, up and down the bango. Oh, honey, when you hear that red calf a-bawlin'. Hey-oh, hi-oh, up and down the bango. Then the daytime's a-comin', a-creepin' and a-crawlin'. Hi-oh, Miss Cindy Ann. For the lossel in the yard is a-huntin' for the mornin'. Hi-oh, get along, go away. Ain't you catch up with us 'fore we ever get this corn in? Oh, go away, Cindy Ann. Oh, honey, when you hear that tin horn a-tootin'. Hey-oh, hi-oh, up and down the bango. Oh, honey, when you hear the squinch owl a-hootin'. Hey-oh, hi-oh, up and down the bango. Oh, honey, when you hear them little pigs a-rootin'. Hey-oh, hi-oh, up and down the bango. Right then she's a-comin', a-skippin' and a-scootin'. Hi-oh, Miss Cindy Ann. Oh, honey, when you hear that roan mule whicker. Hey-oh, hi-oh, up and down the bango. When you see Mr. Moon turnin' pale and gettin' sicker. Hey-oh, hi-oh, up and down the bango. Then it's time for to handle that corn a little quicker. Hey-oh, hi-oh, up and down the bango. If you want to get a smell of old master's jug of liquor. Hi-oh, Miss Cindy Ann. For the lossel in the yard is a-huntin' for the mornin'. Hi-oh, get along, go away. It's your ketchup with us 'fore we ever get this corn in. Oh, go away, Cindy Ann. You niggers cross there, you better stop your dancing. Hey-oh, hi-oh, up and down the bango. No use fer to come a-flingin' of yo' shansin'. Hey-oh, hi-oh, up and down the bango. No use fer to come a-flingin' of yo' can'tsin'. Hey-oh, hi-oh, up and down the bango. 'Cause there ain't no time for your pattin' or your prancin'. Hi-oh, Miss Cindy Ann. Mr. Rabbit seed the fox and he sass 'em and jaws 'em. Hey-oh, hi-oh, up and down the bango. Mr. Fox catch the rabbit and he scratch 'em and he claws 'em. Hey-oh, hi-oh, up and down the bango. And he tore off the hide and he chaws 'em and he gnaws 'em. Hey-oh, hi-oh, up and down the bango. Same like gal chaw and sweet gum and rosin. Hi-oh, Miss Cindy Ann. For the lawson in the yard is a-huntin' for the morning. Hi-oh, get along, go away, and she'll catch up with us 'fore we ever get this corn in. Oh, go away, Cindy Ann. Oh, work on, boys, gives the chucks a mighty ringin'. Hey-oh, hi-oh, up and down the bango. For the boss come around, a-danglin' and a-dingin'. Hey-oh, hi-oh, up and down the bango. Get up and move around, set them big hands to swingin'. Hey-oh, hi-oh, up and down the bango. Get up and shout loud, let the white folks hear you singin'. Hi-oh, Miss Cindy Ann. For the lawson in your yard is a-huntin' for the morning. Hi-oh, get along, go away, and she'll catch up with us 'fore we. Section 19 of The Tar Baby and Other Rhymes of Uncle Remus by Joel Chandler Harris. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Recording by Phil Chenevert. The Ploughhand's Song, Jasper County, 1860. Nigger mighty happy when he layin' by corn, dat sun's a-slantin'. Nigger mighty happy when he hear the dinner horn, dat sun's a-slantin'. And he mo' happy still when de night draws on, dat sun's a-slantin'. Dat sun's a-slantin', des as sho' as you born. And it's rise up, Primus, fetch another yell. Dat old dun cow's des a-shakin' up her bell. And de frogs tunin' up, for de dew done fell. Good night, Mr. Kildee, I wish you mighty well. Mr. Kildee, I wish you mighty well. I wish you mighty well. De corn'll be ready 'gainst dumplin' day, dat sun's a-slantin'. But nigger gotta watch and stick and stay, dat sun's a-slantin'. Same as de bee martin watchin' under jay, dat sun's a-slantin'. Dat sun's a-slantin' and a-slippin' away, den it's rise up, Primus, and gin it to 'em strong. De cow's gwine home wid de ding-dang-dong, slingin' another tetch of de old-time song. Good night, Mr. Whippoorwill, don't stay long. Mr. Whippoorwill, don't stay long, don't stay long. De shadders dey a-creepin' todes de top of de hill, dat sun's a-slantin'. De long-time hill where de workers got to fill, dat sun's a-slantin'. Dey some dat forgets, but we never shill, dat sun's a-slantin'. Dat sun's a-slantin' and slippin' down still. Den sing it out, Primus, des holler and bawl, and whiles we a strippin' de mules for de stall. Let de gals catch de sound of de plantation call. Oh, fare you well, ladies, my love un Section 20 of The Tar Baby and Other Rhymes of Uncle Remus by Joel Chandler Harris. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Recording by Phil Chenevert. Christmas Play Song, Myrick Place, Putnam County, 1858. Hi, my rinktum, black gal sweet, same like goodies what the white folks eat. Ho, my Riley, don't you take and tell her name, and then if something happen, you won't catch the blame. Hi, my rinktum, better take and hide your plum. Joey don't holler every time he find a wum. Then it's hi, my rinktum, don't get no other man, and it's ho, my Riley, fetch out Miss Dilsey Ann. Ho, my Riley, yaller gal fine. She may be yourn, but she oughter be mine. Hi, my rinktum, let me get by, and see what you mean by the cut of dat eye. Ho, my Riley, better shet dat door. The white folks will believe we are tearing up the floor. Then it's ho, my Riley, come a shifting up to me, and it's hi, my rinktum, dis the way to twist your knee. Hi, my rinktum, ain't the east getting red? The squinch owl shiver like he want to go to bed. Ho, my Riley, but the gals and the boys, they's now getting so they can sorta make a noise. Hi, my rinktum, let the yaller gal alone. Niggers don't hanker at the salty in the pone. Then it's hi, my rinktum, better try another plan, and it's ho, my Riley, trot out Miss Dilsey Ann. Ho, my Riley, in the happy Christmas time, the niggers shake their clothes a-huntin' fer a dime. Hi, my rinktum, and then they shake their feet and grease theirselves wid the good ham meat. Ho, my Riley, they eat and they cram, and by old Miss'll be a-sendin' out the dram. Then it's ho, my Section 21 of The Tar Baby and Other Rhymes of Uncle Remus by Joel Chandler Harris. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Recording by Phil Chenevert. Plantation Play Song, Putnam County, 1856. It's a-gettin' mighty late when the Gwenny hens squall, and you better dance now if you gwine to dance at all. For by dis time tomorrow night you can't hardly crawl, 'cause you'll hatter take de hoe again and likewise de maul. Don't you hear dat bay colt a-kickin' in his stall? Stop yo' humpin' up yo' shoulders, dat'll never do. Hop light, ladies, oh, Miss Lou. Hit takes a heap o' scrougin' fer to get you through. Hop light, ladies, oh, Miss Lou. And if you niggers don't watch, you'll sing another tune, for the sun'll rise and catch you if you don't be mighty soon. And the stars is gettin' paler, and the old gray coon is a-settin' in the grapevine a-watchin' for the moon. When a feller comes a-knockin', dey's holler, oh, shoo! Hop light, ladies, oh, Miss Lou. Oh, swing dat yaller gal, do, boys, do. Hop light, ladies, oh, Miss Lou. Oh, turn me loose, lemme lone, go away now. What you 'spect I come a-dancin' fer if I dunno how? Dese de very kinds of footsies what kicks up a row. Can't you jump into the middle and make yo' gal a beau? Look at dat mulatter man a-followin' up Sue. Hop light, ladies, oh, Miss Lou. De boys ain't a-gwine. Section 22 of The Tar Baby and Other Rhymes of Uncle Remus. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Recording by Phil Chenevert. A Plantation Chant. It's 1844, Christ done opened that heavenly door, and I don't want to stay here no longer. It's 1845, Christ done made that dead man alive, and I don't want to stay here no longer. You ax me to run home, little chillun, run home, dat sun done roll, and I don't wanna stay here no longer. It's 1846, Christ is got us a place done fix, and I don't want to stay here no longer. It's 1847, Christ done sot a table in heaven, and I don't want to stay here no longer. You asked me to run home, little chillun, run home, dat sun done roll, and I don't want to stay here no longer. It's 1848, Christ done made that crooked way straight, and I don't want to stay here no longer. It's 1849, Christ done turned that water into wine, and I don't want to stay here no longer. You ask me to run home, little chillun, run home, dad, sun done roll, and I don't want to stay here no longer. It's 1840, Christ is the mourner's onlyest friend, and I don't want to stay here no longer. It's 1811, Christ will be at the door when we all get to heaven, and I don't want to stay here no longer. You ask me to run home, little chillun, run home, dat sun. Section 23 of The Tar Baby and Other Rhymes of Uncle Remus by Joel Chandler Harris. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Recording by Phil Chenevert. A Plantation Serenade. De old bee makes de honeycomb, de young bee makes de honey. De niggers make de cotton and corn, and de white folks gets de money. De raccoon he's a cur'us man, he never walk twel dark, and nothin' never stirbs his mind twel he hear old Bringer bark. De raccoon totes a bushy tail, de possum totes no ha'r. Mr. Rabbit he come skippin' by, he ain't got none to spar. Monday mornin' break er day, white folks got me gwine, but Saturday night when de sun goes down, dat yaller gals is mine. 15 pounds of meat a week, whiskey fer to sell. Oh, how can a young man stay at home? Dem gals, they look so well. Met a possum in de road. Brer Possum, where you gwine? I thank my stars I bless. Section 24 of The Tar Baby and Other Rhymes of Uncle Remus by Joel Chandler Harris. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Recording by Phil Chenevert. The Big Bethel Church. The Big Bethel Church, the Big Bethel Church, done put old Satan behind 'em. If a sinner get loose from any other church, the Big Bethel Church will find 'em. It's good to be dar, and it's sweet to be dar, wid the sisterin' all around you, a-shakin' dem shackles of mussin' and love, wherewith the Lord has bound you. It's sweet to be dar and listen to the hymns, and hear dem mourners a-shoutin'. Dey done reach the place where there ain't no room for any mo' weepin' and doubtin'. It's good to be dar when the sinners all jine with the brudderin' in der singin', and it look like Gabriel gwine to rack up and blow, and set dem heavenly bells to ringin'. Oh, the Big Bethel Church, the Big Bethel Church, done put old Satan behind 'em. Section 25 of the Tar Baby and Other Rhymes of Uncle Remus by Joel Chandler Harris. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Recording by Phil Chenevert. Time goes by turns. There's a powerful wrastle twixt the good and the bad, and the bad's got all the underholt. And when the wuss comes, she come ironclad, and you had to hold your breath for the jolt. But towards the last, Good gets the knee lock, and they drops to the ground kerflop. Good has the in turn, and he stand like a rock, and he bleezin' for to be on top. The dry weather breaks with a thunderclap, for there ain't no drought what can last. But the seasons what whoops up the cotton crap, likewise they freshens up the grass. The rain falls so soft in the long dark night, 'twell you had to hold your hand for a sign. But the drizzle what set the tater slips right is the making of the maypop vine. In the mellerest ground the clay root'll catch and hold to the tongue of the plough, and a pine pole gate at the garden patch never'll keep out the old brindle cow. One and all on us knows who's a-pullin' at the bits, like the lead mule that guides by the rein. And yet, somehow or other, the bestest of us gets mighty sick at the tuggin' at the chain. Hump yourself to the load and forget the distress, and dem what stands by to scoff for the Section 26 of the Tar Baby and Other Rhymes of Uncle Remus by Joel Harris. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Recording by Phil Chenevert. A Howdy Song, Prelude. If I could coax that baby for to get upon my knee, I'd up and sing my howdy song. I'd sing it loud and free. I'm gettin' old and po'ly, but I ain't forget the song, 'cause I used to shake the rafters when the nights was gettin' long. He'd do a sight of laughin', and then he'd kinder smile, but 'fore you counted 20, he'd be sleepin' by the mile. I know I used to sing it to one little boy I knowed, and I seemed to see him comin' when I looked way down the road. I'd take him and I'd rock him twel his eyelids settled down, and he'd soon be gwine off yonder on the stage to Sleepy Town, and the dreams would be a-blowin' through his little curly head, and he'd try to pull at the kiver des like he gone to bed. The Song. It's howdy, honey, when you laugh, and howdy when you cry, and all day long it's howdy, I never shall say goodbye. I'm monstrous pert myself, suh, and hopin' the same for you, and when I ketch my breath, suh, I'll ax you howdy do. It's howdy, honey, when you sleep, it's howdy when you cry. Keep up the howdying, don't never say goodbye. I'm middlin' well myself, suh, which the same I hope for you. If you let me ketch my breath, suh, I'll ax you howdy do. So long. I'm one of the wildest dreamers that ever looked up at the blue. I dreams twel I has the tremors, and if some of these dreams come true, you can pin on yo' Uncle Remus, it'll be mighty nice for you. I'm one of the worst old schemers that yever is patches shoe, and if seemin' is so to the seamers, I'll hunt you howdy do. End of A Howdy Song. End of